Hey everybody, it's Courtney. I am just getting on this live on my iPad. It's gonna be a little bit of a low energy live today. If you've been following along on Instagram, I'm not feeling great. Haven't been all weekend. It's like the worst weekend to get sick, but yeah, we're gonna push through it. And this may be a tad shorter than our PVC lives usually are, but I'm gonna do my best. So we're gonna give it a minute to allow some people to get in here. I know it's not quite 7 yet. And hopefully allow my Tylenol to kick in a little bit too. So, like I said, I'm gonna give it a minute. I'm just gonna pull out, excuse me, some of the stencils I plan on using. I'm gonna work on my weekly layout, and plan on doing a couple of our new floral ones along with a couple of their older florals as well. I'm just gonna pull out, I thought I had 2 of these, but we'll stick with one for now. And then I think what I want to do is, I really loved all the big flowers, you know, so much that I designed 2 more for this release. And I think it'd be fun to kind of put them all together on this, like, hi Krista, thank you for joining. I really like all the big flowers I've released recently, or not recently, like over, you know. Giving it a couple minutes. I'm just right now pulling out some of the stencils I'm going to be using. See if some more people join. My nephews are here and they're downstairs screaming, so if you hear babies crying, that's what that is. Okay, I think we're good with that. And then we're going to use a couple of new stencils, and I'll pull those out when I do that. First off, I do want to do like one blanket apology. I've been super sick all weekend. Got a really high fever yesterday. So normally these lives are a lot more like energetic and long and in depth. I have a splitting headache and the worst fever right now. So it's gonna be a little more subdued than normal. But we're gonna at least do thank you. We're gonna at least do kind of a stenciling demo. Plan my next week layout because obviously it's Sunday night and I don't have next week planned yet, as happens during PBC usually. So yeah, we're gonna at least do that, and then we'll kind of see how I feel. Because if I can get a second week plan, that would be great too. But you know, life is not always like that. So, but yeah. So how this live is gonna go is, like I said, I've got like 8 prizes here. Depending on how many people are here and how many people are talking during the live, we will add in prizes. I like to try to give away prizes to most, if not everybody that's here during the lives, like for the majority of the lives. And when we get a few more people, I will start commenting. And then there's 8 different prizes ranging from like free shipping to a free stencil vinyl, to free stencils, to free brushes. And I'll go over those too in a little bit. Other than that, let's talk about PBC first. PBC officially ends tonight. If you haven't been around for one of our PBC sales, I do usually extend them. It'll be extended at least until, I think I set the code until Wednesday, honestly. I usually set it till Wednesday because I always forget to shop, and PBC is our highest discount in the spring for sure. I think the only discount we have higher is usually Black Friday now. The Harry Potter sales are not a thing anymore. But it's our highest discount, you know, for the spring for sure. So I like to keep it open for a while, and, you know, I forget I have bad weekends, so I know you guys do too. So that'll be out. The only thing that will leave the shop tonight at midnight is our Winnie the Pooh stencils, which I will show you in a minute. Those will be gone at midnight tonight. So if you are hoping to order the Winnie the Pooh stencils, tonight is your chance to shop. After that, they will go in our vaults. When we do a vault opening, they will come out, but I try to keep them either equal to or lesser discount than they are when I have it. So like generally, they'll be like 20% or less off, maybe 25%, because that's pretty much the highest discount I usually do now. So, thank you so much. Yeah, if you have, okay, so you're familiar with stenciling then. But if you have any questions, we'll get into stenciling in a minute. Hey, Katie, I just saw you pop in. But yeah, so we'll get started. I'm going to go through our PVC stencils. I will start our first chat. So how I do giveaways, during these lives is to encourage you guys to talk. I have right here, I have 8 different prize slips. I don't necessarily have to give all 8 of them away. If there's people here talking, I will. I like to make sure everyone gets a prize that has been here and been talking. So if you stick around, you do have to be present to win a prize. Oh no, I wanted to order dinner too. My mom made dinner. I'm not mad about that. Thank God, because I've been a mess. So starting now, from now until I stop the first round, every time you comment, you get entered to win the prize. Once I'm done, I will hit stop, or I'll post stop for this round, and then I'll just scroll back and finger land on a comment. I do try to like spread the prizes out. So if I land on the same person twice, I'll change unless everybody that has commented has gotten a prize. Prizes, I'll pull these away. These are not in the order because I'm going to go around. The prizes that are up for grabs tonight are free shipping, or if you're international, a free stencil, a standard stencil, a brush and ink sample, a new standard release of your choice stencil, a silly old bear stencil of your choice, a stencil era vinyl in my stencil era vinyl, which we'll talk about in a minute, the new layout kit. Hi, Alyssa. Thank you for joining. A standard stencil of your choice, and this one comes with a caveat. This one is also the opportunity to grant to wish, and how I do that is if you're sitting here and you're browsing my shop, post a link or the name of a stencil that you would want. And if somebody gets this prize, they can go back through chat and grant a wish. If there's nobody that's posting stencils they want, and then that wish is just not going to be granted. And then the last thing is a jeweled brush of one of our new jeweled brushes of the color of your choice. So I will show you those in a minute, but that's kind of the laydown of our prizes for tonight. Like I said, I might give out all 8 if there's people here and they're talking. If not, I will just do however many people are here and talking. So let's go through PBC stuff first real quick. Our discount is 30% off. The code is PBC Spring 24. If you tried ordering on Friday, there was a little bit of a mix up. That code is active now, as is the Spring PBC 24 one. So either code will get you 30% off. Some of our new stuff, we did kind of a floral theme this time. We have a new big daisy one, which I think is the other. There's 2 of these that we're going to use in our layout. I think I'm going to do a big floral theme. I just feel like going kind of bold this time. So we're going to do some big flowers. And then we have a zinnia. I think this is a zinnia. I looked it up when I made it. I was like drawing up a picture, and then I looked at the flower and I was like, I think this is what it is. Like a retro, I saw this kind of like retro-y artwork on a lot of different planner covers and kits and stuff coming out. So I thought that was a fun one to do. Like you could do in the background of a kit. We have 2 different vines. One has like blossoms on it. One doesn't. Another blossom pattern. And then this one is actually, there's 31 different blossom heads. So obviously you can just use this as a pattern or just for individual little blossoms, but you could also do this as a mood tracker and have 31 different pictures. So many Halloween stencils. You know what, Halloween isn't even my favorite, but for some reason when I design like fall and Halloween, I just like go all out. I don't know why I'm not a Halloween girl, but Halloween is always like the one that I'm like, okay, I'm ready to design. I think it just falls really nicely. Like I usually get in a design mood in like August, and I'm like, okay, like people start, I don't drink pumpkin spice lattes, but people start and I get in like a following or like a following mood. Yeah. So I always like go pretty hard designing those. And I have like a lot of my friends are Halloween people. So I'm always like, they would like this one. Yeah. I'm a Christmas girl. I'm like hardcore Christmas girl, but Halloween, for whatever reason, when I do stencils, like that's, I get in the mood. Okay. So we also have, this, spring in blooms one and another vines. And then these are kind of like a build your own, like a wildflower patch, a bouquet, or a planter. And then we have the woodland creatures, and then the butterfly and blossoms. We have these Scandinavian florals, and then this one is a layout kit. So if you're new to our shop, I do like to do some stencils that are kind of like basic layouts. Like if you're new to bullet journaling, things that you would be able to grab and make a layout with and not have to really think about. We'll also talk about that when I get to the layout kits as well. But these are great. They're designed for A5s, but depending on the size of your bullet journal, you can kind of adjust to it. They come with just like this is an A5 size page. You can put it down, trace it, or use ink on it. You also get the like negative stencils too, so you could cover up your box if you want that to be white while you're inking other colors. They also have 2 new checklists. One's like a longer one and one is like 2 columns. And then this is another one of those basic layout stencils. This is a very basic one, just kind of like the basic shape and format that you could really add anything to your sticker kits, other stencils, other patterns. Just kind of like a quick, easy lay down, get the thing ready and done. And then this one right here is kind of a extension of our 2 snap stencils that are already in the shop. This is the film strip, or the like picture booth strips, another size Polaroid, and then a film cell. And you also get the insides of those as well. And then the last new one that's just a general release is the Bees stencil, which kind of led into our PBC exclusive. If you're new to the shop, again, PBC, I like to do something special. I try to do a new fandom release, and it's limited to PBC weekend only. So tonight at midnight, the following ones will leave the shop. They will go into a vault, and they will at some point probably come out of the vault. But like I said earlier, I do try to keep it either the same or less discount. So like this is the cheapest you'll get them. Definitely for sure this one, 30%, that won't be until, if I do it again this year, it'll be Black Friday. I did it 30% for PBC this time because, Monday, yeah, tomorrow is my 6th-year shop anniversary. So I made the PBC discount a little bit higher, because I'm not doing an anniversary sale, because obviously PBC is this weekend. So, this month, or the sales ones, I did Winnie the Pooh because he's so cute. I really wanted to do classical ones too, but I just kind of ran out of time and like the design spirit. This one, thank you very much. It's been a wild ride. This one, I have a Baby Yoda stencil that's very similar. Obviously it's in our vault right now. But this one is great because you can put it down and like do the yellow, and then you can put the face down on top of it and get the detail of it. I always call it like the peeking Pooh. Thank you. Okay. And then these are the Pooh font stencils, or the silly old bear. And then there's 3 that are just like the characters, mostly Pooh, a little bit of Tigger, a little bit of Eeyore, a little bit of Piglet. And then this one specifically has owl, kangaroo, and rabbit. And then this one is kind of like the mousier one with Piglet and Tigger and Pooh, and then the bees and the honey pot. And then this one is the head silhouettes. I kind of imagine like this would be a great one to also like put the color in the background and then use it as like a box for the week or whatever, like for the day. And you also get the negative stencils for this as well. And then the last new thing for stencil wise for PBC is our second layout kit. This is the second time I've done this. So what the layout kits are a pack that you get it in an envelope, like a plasticky, like PVC, not PVC, but you know, those like off, like kind of like, You'll know what I'm talking about. I don't have one right near me, and my head is pounding, and I don't feel like walking across the room, so I'm not going to get up and get one, but it's like that white plasticky frosted envelope, and you'll get, this one is 3 stencils. The last layout kit we did was 6 stencils, and it's a New Year's kit that you could also use for some other stuff. But this one is a floral one. It's kind of like a house planty theme, like kind of the like bloom where you are planted type vibe, like all the plant mom type thing. So you will get the anti-stencils or the negative stencils for this. It's kind of like an out your window, and then these are the shelves, or you could also leave these out and use these as like space for lists. And then obviously some plants on the bottom there. And then what I would do if I was doing this one, yeah, you could definitely do a ton. And that's kind of how I try to design the layout kit specifically, is that I give you one that's like a ready-made layout. Like you can use this and to make this specific layout. And as soon as I'm not deathly ill, I will be editing and posting the actual video of how to do this specifically onto YouTube. But again, I have just been knocked on my bottom for this. So this is the layout kit for that. The layout stencil specifically. And then the other 2 that you'll get is this one, which is kind of like the sturdy plastic. Yeah. Transparent, yeah. This is kind of like the background to like the wallpaper of it. And then this one is kind of like extra plants you can use. However, I also designed this so there's 31 different ones. You could also use this as like a mood tracker. Or of course, like each individual plant as its own decor in something else. So let me pull out my sample notebook and show you kind of some of the ideas that I did. This was kind of my standard one. And then also with the layout kit, you will also get 4 brushes and then a little thing with the colors I use of the distress oxides and like kind of a general thing. So you'll get 4 brushes, all the stencils, and then like a little bit of instruction, and then the video will be there as well, or a link to the video, of course. While I see there's more people joining, please say hey. We are in the middle of our first round of prize giveaways. And how that works is anytime you comment, you will be entered again. So the more you comment, the more chances you have to winning. I currently have 8 prizes. If 8 people are here and commenting, then we'll give those 8 or more, obviously. We'll give all of them out. If people don't comment as much, then we'll just give out. I like to try to make, if you're here and commenting for most of the live, you'll win a prize. So at least the first 8 people or 8 people. But I do like to try to give everybody a prize for being here and talking and hanging out and coming and stenciling with me. So anyway, this is the layout kit that I did, like kind of the basic one. But I also did one that didn't have as much inking on it. It just kind of had the wallpaper inked, and then I did the pen for the things. And I thought this would be good if you like had a week where you knew you had like a lot of phone calls or like a meeting you were going to be in, like a Zoom meeting, and you kind of wanted like time to like color and just kind of do whatever and doodle in your thing. Like you could just do it that way and do just kind of chill. And then I also have the mood tracker that I made with this somewhere in here. The next time I start a notebook like this, I'm going to start from the beginning to end, because how I ended up doing this is I just would open to a page and move around. So so you can use them to just outline. Yeah, absolutely. For sure. And then that's the mood tracker. And that's kind of how I use the mood tracker. I did just the outlines. And then what I'll do is like each day of the month, I will go and color it in based on like, if I have a good day, it's usually pink. If I have a bad day, it's like blue. If I have like an angry or irritated day, it's red. And then I can kind of see how my like moods over the month kind of go. So you can do that as well with the layout kit. So you'll get 3 brushes. I believe they're pink this time. Last time they were black, but they are pink this time, I think. You'll get 4 brushes, I'm sorry. Our last layout kit was the New Year's kit. And that is also still in the shop. But it's kind of the same concept. Like when I designed it so that like obviously it was meant to make a specific layout, but you can definitely use it in a lot of ways. Like so it came with the balloons as the big standard one. It came with the upper, lowercase, and numbers fonts, the deco, and then the pattern in the background. And then you could also use a lot of this for other stuff, like the confetti you can use for any kind of celebration, the balloons, obviously. The fonts are just kind of like a fun, like funky, groovy type font. So you could use it for a lot of things. In fact, I use the balloons specifically for my birthday week in my planner. I used a birthday candle stencil of our shop, and then the balloons as well to do a birthday week too. So like you can definitely use other stuff. Okay, we're gonna pull our first prize since we're almost through PVC stuff. Now I'm gonna start another round. If you didn't comment the last round, or even if you did, please comment. How prizes work are if you're commenting, and every time you comment, you're entered into a prize to win a prize. There's 8 prizes, so if there's 8 or more people here commenting, we'll give out all 8. If there's not, then we'll do less. So our first winner is Alyssa Smith. I think you're still here because you just commented. So if you are, please choose a number between 1 and 8, and then I will pull out all of our PVC freebies. Every order is going to get a tulip stencil, a little tulip like mini stencil. I made it with 6 so that you could put like most of the days of the week, but you could also just add 1 or 2 if you wanted. You could also double it up and make like a border. The tiered freebies are the first 25 orders over $25 will also get the bee stencil. Okay, I'll pull 8 in just a second. Let me finish doing freebies. The orders over $50 are going to get this little floral border. Again, you could use it like kind of like a washi strip type thing. Orders over $75 are going to get this window stencil. You'll also get the inserts as well. I just don't know where I put mine. And then orders over $100 will get the tulip stencil, like a big layout stencil with a nice little tulip, and then also the inserts as well. I believe all of our first 10 freebies for the day are gone. If they're not, the first 10 freebies for today were a brush and a little ink sample. I think they're gone now, but I could be wrong. So if you're in the first 10, you'll also get that. Okay, so number 8. Let's see. That was Alyssa. Ooh, good one. You get a jeweled brush, and this actually is perfect segue. You're going to get one of our jeweled brushes in the color of your choice. So the other thing that I didn't say about new releases, and I missed this yesterday too, but let me do one more freebie first. If you are subscribed to our mailing list at the time of your order, you will also get an In My Stencil Era vinyl for free. That to subscribe is at the bottom of our website, which is ootpstencils.com. And I can see if you're subscribed when I pull your order. And if you do order and during PVC and are subscribed, you'll also get this. Okay, so then the last new thing, so let me do that, and that'll segue into your win, is we also have these oval makeup brushes, which for the longest time were my brush of choice, but I still think they're great for certain things, especially larger areas, and like if you have trouble holding like a pen, this is a lot easier to hold. So those are available in our shop now individually. And then the last thing, which is Alyssa, this is what you'll win, one of these ones. We have new jeweled brushes in the shop as well. So these are just fun and jeweled and sparkly. We do have 4 colors available. You can buy a set of all 4 or individually. So Alyssa, you get to pick which color you would like. And then if you have already ordered or are ordering, I will include your order. If not, if you can email me or message me which color you would like and your address. So there's pink, purple, blue, and white, and you get to choose which one you would like. So let me know which color you would like. And then, let's see, did I start again? I did start. Okay, so this is, the next round has already started. So if you would like to win a prize, there are 7 more, up to 7 more. Keep commenting, and you'll be entered every time you comment. I'll be ordering later. Perfect. So if you want to purple, okay, perfect. I will write that down and include that in your order, or if not, if you decide not to, totally fine. Just message me your address later. Purple. And let me write your name too. At first, when I first saw them, I was like, I don't need sparkly brushes. And then I ordered the samples and I was like, yes, I do. I've got enough brushes. I don't need them. No, I really do. Okay, so before I start, PBC Spring 24 is the code, 30% off. Again, I will extend our sale into May, not into May. I think I set the code through May 1st, but it will definitely be extended tomorrow, probably Tuesday. And if it's extended to Wednesday, it's extended to Wednesday. I'm not going to change it. I usually get lazy and set it 3 days out because with my luck, like I'll like set it for the wrong day. Okay, and then the only thing that will end tonight is the Silly Old Bear. If you want the Pooh-inspired stencils, those do leave the shop tonight at midnight, Eastern time. Okay, so I think, Krista, you said you have stenciled before. Alyssa, have you stenciled before? Is there anyone else who hasn't stenciled before? Do we need like a basic stencil? Which is fine. We totally can do that. Actually, we will just do that. So, stenciling, there's like the basic way of stenciling, obviously. The kind that you probably did in kindergarten where you have your stencil and you hold it down like you hold it down on your paper for dear life and you try to trace it before it moves. And that's totally cool. Like, I mean, you saw that I have done certain times where I've done that, right? Like I put it down for the mood tracker. One of the things I will say, I do suggest whenever you're stenciling, especially when you're first beginning, like there's times where I won't stencil down, I won't washing my stencils down, and usually even I like screw up. I make a mistake, and I always recognize that. I'm always like, yeah, I should have stenciled it down, or I should have washed it down. Okay, so I definitely recommend washing it. This is a great time to use up all that like Michael's washi you bought when like in tubes full when you first started planning. This is a great time to use it. If you're at D-stash tables and you see rolls of washi, I always grab like any random rolls of washi because I just use so much washi doing this stenciling. And so this is a great time to use that. You know, don't use your Simply Gilded or your Lauren Phelps ones, but use like kind of that washi that's like not quite sticky enough to like stick in your planner. That's perfect for this. So then the next thing, obviously, like I said, you can do the trace thing. If you're tracing it, I still recommend washing it down for a couple of reasons. First of all, you don't have to hold on for dear life, like I said. If you're washing on a regular piece of paper or inking on a piece of paper or like a card or something that isn't like your notebook that's going to move around, I would also recommend washing your paper to your mat or your table or whatever. This is just to keep it from moving too. So you can do that as well. So you can see now, like, it's a lot easier to like trace it and stuff. You're not worried about like holding on for dear life to trace. If you move it just a tiny bit, your whole picture is ruined. But anyway, so like I said, you can still do the tracing thing. I recommend if you're going to do the tracing thing, I like using a mechanical pencil for a couple of reasons, because obviously if you mess up, you can erase it. And then mechanical wise, like you can push this tip out a little further, and then you're not kind of stopped by that little like indent there. You kind of have a better chance of getting further into the little corners of the stencils. And so what I usually do if I'm tracing it is I will go very lightly with a pencil, and then however much I want to do. You know, obviously if I was doing this one, I would go around the entire thing. And this is why I recommend going on two sides to washi it down, because like if you're a card maker, you might have seen those stamp presses, the stamp hinges. This is the same concept, except very low budget. You've got your stencil here, and it's on a hinge, and it's going to go back down on that same spot every time. So you can pull it up and check and make sure you've stenciled everything and marked everything. And if you haven't, you can put it back down. You can ink some more and make it darker if you want it darker. You can just press that upside down, and you've got it back to where you want it. So why I recommend a pencil, like I said, is because you can erase any mistakes and do that. And then you can just pull this up and then take your felt tip pen, your pens, your markers, whatever you're using, and just, you know, trace. You can definitely use a pen. I just find you get a lot crisper images by using a pencil. Okay. So that's like the way we've all done. That's the like, you know, the kindergarten with your stencil tracing around your hand way. However, the way that I use mostly in my planner is with ink, there's a lot of different kinds of ink on the market. For a beginning planner, if you're using an ink in your planner or anything that is kind of one-sided, you never use stencils, so I'm like, oh, okay, everybody's done this. If you're using it in your planner or anything that is not one-sided, like if you're card making and stuff, you're usually not worried about bleed through. My kind of like beginner ink, if you've used other inks, you know kind of the properties. You're probably good at that, but if you're going to use it in your planner, specifically Krista, I would definitely recommend making sure that it's not going to bleed through. However, in planners, if you're just starting out, if you want to get some inks, my recommendation is to definitely try out the Tim Holtz Distress Oxide ink. The oxide part is very important. They're the kind that has the gray outline instead of black. The distressed ink are black. Those ones can and will bleed through your planners. They're not like automatic bleeds like some ink, but if you're like too heavy-handed, it can bleed. So both for like ease of use, for ease of cleanup, for blendability in your planner, I would definitely recommend the Distress Oxides, just for the fact of they blend easier, they dry a little, take a little longer to dry, so they can, like, you can do more of an ombre effect a little easier. You can fix mistakes easier. They cover over a surface instead of dye into it, so like you can cover up things a little better. But I think for planners, I mean, even I've been doing this for 6+ years. These are still the ones I go to every time. So like if you're just starting out, so these will not bleed through. Okay, yeah, if it's like a no bleed planner, these won't bleed through anything. On the very, very thin papers, like the Tomo River, they can ghost a little bit, but like anything ghosts on those. If it's a very thin planner, they can ghost. But again, like if a regular pen is gonna ghost, this will ghost. But okay. So to how to stencil before I start getting into my planner. This is pretty easy. If you put on makeup, if you brush your teeth, it's easy. I prefer using an inking brush or an oval brush. There are also things called daubers, which is kind of like the older, I don't want to say older, but like that was the original way to use it, were these things called daubers. They had these little foam pads that you could change out between colors. This is still fun. This is still perfectly adequate. If you have these, you can use them. The only thing I will find, if you're doing a big area, these are great. If you're doing smaller areas or you want to change colors, these are just a little clunky, I think, and they're easy to do like a, you get more of like a ring if you're not careful when you start, especially if you're newer to using inks. So I just want to mention those. There are other brushes and tools that you can use. You know, as far as like barrier to entry, I think these are the easiest. If you have a Dollar Tree near you, they probably have makeup brushes that look just like this. You can use those. So all you're going to do is you're going to take your ink pad and you're very lightly, like, I'm not pressing hard. I'm not like, I mean, you can, it'll just pick up more ink, but you don't need to. Just very lightly going on and picking up some ink on my brush. And then I usually try to start off to the side. And I try to go very light and then build color, just because you can always add more color, but it's harder to take off. Unless I just know I want to go dark from the beginning, then I'm just like, get it on there right now. And I kind of go like in a circular motion, like I said, like you're brushing your teeth or you're putting on makeup. And then you can kind of just add colors to make it as dark as you want. And just kind of go all the way around. And like I said, I start on the outside, but you don't have to. And the reason I go in circles is to kind of get all of the little areas of the stencil, all the little nooks and crannies. And that's why the brushes are so good. Because like the little bristles get more of that area. Okay. It's going to be very heavy-handed with ink. It's very easy to do. What I usually do is after I've been like rubbing it on a lot, I'll usually kind of go off to the side and dab a little bit off. If I'm like being really heavy-handed or find myself being heavy-handed. I tend to kind of know what level of density, you know, again, I've been doing this for a long time now. Okay, let's stop here for our second round of prizes. and I'll go back and award a winner. So we're going to start here for round 3. If you haven't commented, please say hey, or whatever. You can ask a question. You can just say hi. You can tell us what PVC shops you've shopped from, or what stencils you're loving, or ask a stenciling question. Tell me what your favorite new Taylor track is. You can always talk to me about Taylor Swift. Or it doesn't really matter. Just say anything. The more you comment, the more chances you are to enter. Hey, Shannon. How's it going? Good to see you again. Let me scroll back. Winner of number 2, Katie. You are our winner. You can choose number 1 through 7. So like I said, the more you comment, the more chances you get to win. How do you organize your stencils in the book? So before I even had them in my shop, I use the same size albums. 7? Okay. You guys are making this easy because now I can just be like 1 through 6 this time. You have won a standard stencil of your choice. And if people want to throw what stencils they want in the comments, Katie also has the opportunity to grant a wish if some people post. If not, then Katie, just let me know what standard stencil, so that's like the 755 or less stencil you want. And then finally getting inspired. Good. So how do I organize them? I organize them because obviously I have I won't say I have all of my stencils, because like I was saying the other day, I tend to go places and be like, oh, here, just take this, and I'll get another one. So I don't think I have all of my stencils, but I have most of them. Just, Alyssa, you can just put like the name of the stencil or whatever. I do them by, well, they're not the sections anymore because I'm able to mix sections, but I kind of do them by theme. Like I'll put all of my Christmas and winter ones in one. All of my patterns and like basics are in one. And like I said, I was doing this before I was selling the album, so I usually have them kind of in like themed albums that it's very hard to find this size album. So when I would find them, I would buy as many as I could. So like I have all my travel and my maps together, and I just write that on the spine. So like, and I have a little bookshelf by me, so I like, when I'm on these lives specifically, like I can turn and see, okay, here's my maps and travel. Like that's where I know where my maps are. For somebody that doesn't need 10 books of stencils, any of the Halloween ones, I kind of would just do it by like, if there's ones that I know I use a lot, I would put in the beginning. Like my calendar boxes that I use almost every month. Like a USA map, my reading ones, what other like patterns that I go to a lot. And then I would just kind of, honestly, I'm chaotic. I would just keep throwing them in. I want to have this like highbrow, like, oh, I'm just going to do that. I would do that. I would probably just throw them in. I'm not going to lie. If I didn't need them to be very organized for these lives, I would just throw them in. I'm chaotic though, so don't take my advice in that one. I'm like, oh yeah, I would do this thing like that. I wouldn't. They would be sitting in there. However, because I do need them to be organized, what I do, and I haven't done this in a while, I haven't updated this in a while, I'll put like a colored cardstock or just a colored piece of paper behind them, and actually regular paper, thin paper is probably better because it's not as thick then. And I will put like flight path, like I'll put the name of the stencil on there so that when I'm trying to organize, it makes it easier because I know it already has a place. If I don't know it already has a place, I'm just throwing it in. So that initial setup has helped me keep them a little more organized because, again, I am a little chaotic, especially like during PVC when I like throw everything in a pile and then get to it like 2 weeks later to clean up. And I'm like, oh man, now I've got to put these back in their books. So yeah, I usually will just do it. Like I would put all my themes together. Like, I love the airplane flight path. I use that's actually one I use a lot too, because like I'll use it for, travel journaling. I will use it for, obviously like a spread, like if I do a travel spread. I do it on the back of like the background of maps. I used it in my goal. I didn't do a vision board, but I did 2 vision spreads in my planner, just because my planner I have with me and look at more than like any board in any specific area of my house. Okay, so this is the whole stencil of this one. And then again, this is another reason, like I said, why I have it on like a hinge. I can pull it back and I can look like, oh, this is really not crispy, and that's kind of like not crisp. So I can put this back down. Oh no. Can you guys hear? I'm gonna pause for a second. Would love some cruise theme stencils. That's a great idea. Where are you going on your cruise? That's fun. Let me know if you guys can hear. You can hear. Okay, cool. If somebody can type to Krista, she might have to like get out of the chat and come back in. That might have to be. Trying to organize while I watch. That's a good idea. Bermuda, nice. That's fun. Thanks, Katie. Yeah, I would. Well, she can't hear me, so say that. Yeah. That's fun, Shannon. Just Bermuda or anywhere else? Okay, so then like once I'm satisfied with how that looks, I can pull this off, and then you have your stencil. And again, like this is just on a regular piece of paper. The nice thing about stencils is that you can not only use them for your planner, for card making, like Krista had said earlier, you can use them over and over repeatedly. If you've got kiddos in your life that want to plan with you or just want to do something, they're bored, stencils are great, especially with the oxide ink, because it washes off pretty easily. I won't say super easily, you have to scrub, but if you get it early enough and doesn't dry, trying to ignore your children before bedtime. Cruise would be great. You can also use it on like other stuff. So like, I don't think I have it. What do you do? This is one I did at Christmas time. It's like a wooden, this was a really cheap one. It's why it bled so much and I used the wrong ink on it. But like a little cutting board. Like this is, again, it was a cheap one. I bought it so that Facebook does get wonky. You can do it on like wood stuff. I've done wooden ornaments. You can also on like pouches. Like I've done on canvas pouches I've stenciled. Let's see if I have I've actually done it on a tea towel, which is really fun. I don't know if this is the one I had like a couple of them, so I don't know. Oh, I do have it, cool. Like this was a fun, like fall one, and I thought like it'd be a really nice hostess gift, and cheap, to get like a tea towel stencil on it and like a little cutting board with like either like a little bottle of wine or like a bottle of olive oil or something. Those make great like holiday or like housewarming gifts. Yeah, I do canvas bags I like to do for like planner meetups. I'll like order a pack of them on Amazon, do a little bit like when I do the Harry Potter meetup in August, I'm doing a session at that one. Like I'll get a pack of canvas bags. I'll put like some footprints on a canvas bag and then put a couple stencils, and that'll be my table mate gifts. Yeah, I love that. And I love that you can use your stencils in your planner, in your scrapbooks, in your travel journals, in your bullet journals, for card making, Mother's Day cards. I actually made my cousin a graduation card because I couldn't find a cousin graduation card. So I made her one. It was perfect. I use our graduation ones. Okay. So let's put that to the side. And now I'm just going to work. How do you do the bags to make the ink permanent? Doing that bag, I would use a dye ink. I have the dye inks. Honestly, I've never had a problem with it not being permanent. I've done them several times, and I have several of the ones I've done using the oxide inks. I've never had a problem with it. I don't know if other people have. I don't know. I can't give you the right answer on that. With the oxide ink, with regular, like a dye ink, like if you were doing a project, I would just use a dye ink, and then I think you can wash it and set it. I think the material it matters what kind of material. That are horror themed. That's a good idea. Okay. I'm going to do our third prize now. And I'm going to scroll back. Let's see, where's our second prize? Start. Mary Edith, you are our third prize winner. If you're still here, let us know. Say hey. And you can choose between numbers 1 through 6 to get your prize. Okay. Try and figure out via try and error. I can, a day that it's not PVC and I'm not feeling like the bottom of a garbage barrel, I can definitely pull out some of my things and test it with you. That would be a fun live to do. Number 3, perfect. Let's see what you got. You have won a Silly Old Bear stencil of your choice. I write that down. And then I can't remember if you've ordered or not. If you have, I think you did, because I think you emailed me, right? Let me know. Is that the prize you won yesterday? Or Sunday? Monday? Friday? I think it is. It is the stencil of your choice. So since it's the one you've already won that prize, if you want to choose a different prize, I will let you choose a different number. And I'll just renumber this. Or you can just choose a standard stencil of your choice as well. So up to you. And then if you want to respond to that email I responded to you with whatever your prize is, let me know. Okay, so I'm going to get kind of into my bullet journal now. My planner piece is a bullet journal. I just find it's good for me. I like the vibe of it. I like the ability to start from scratch. However, if it's not your thing, you can absolutely use stencils in other planners. I usually have a bunch of different examples, but here's one of them. This was a Halloween one. One page of one because I can't find the other page. But these are all different parts of Halloween stencils, and then I added some Halloween washi and some stickers. And that's in, I believe, an Erin Condren one. And then let's see what other examples I have in here. None. I'll choose a stencil. Perfect. If you want to just respond to that email you sent me, which I think that was you earlier, and just let me know which one, I will add that to your order. Let's see what other planners we have that has. This is a Laurel Denise planner, and I never really, but I added like some borders on this. There's a little less stenciling here. This is from last year. But you can definitely incorporate stenciling into any kind of planner. Okay. I'm just going to add in there that you won that one, and then you get to choose any stencil since you've already... You have like the beacon for this poo stencils. Okay. Right, did I start another one? I did not, but we'll start here. So this is our 4th round. We've got 5 more prizes left, which I think there's definitely plenty for everybody here. Okay, so in my bullet journal, I like to stencil on every page. Sometimes it's like a lot, like this, and sometimes it's just like the top, or here's another example of how I use that balloon, that layout, the first layout kit. I use the pattern and the balloons for my birthday tracker. For my goals, I just did a font here. This is page 1 of my vision board. I just used our friendship bracelet builder stencil here and some patterns in the background. And again, here's the flight path one that Shannon was talking about that I used on the background of my travel part of my bullet journal. Because I have a lot of big travel plans this year that I hope get to come to fruition. Yeah. I loved making it. Like I had needed more room. So I did a travel only part of my vision board because it's going to be a fun year when it starts finally. Like all of my travel is taking place in the second half of the year. So like the first half of this year has been excruciating. I love traveling. Like I travel all the time. And I'm going on a big trip this summer and it's been very hard to not have a trip from until then. So again, like this is just a little bit. The second half is going to be amazing. I'm going to Italy in July. In August, I'm in, like I said, I'm in Atlanta for the Planner Memory Social event. That is, I'm doing a session at. In September, I'm hoping to go to Chicago to see a baseball game. October, I don't think I have anything in October yet. And then November, I'm hoping to go to SGS in Florida. And then December, I will be in Vancouver. Waiting is painful. Yeah. And it's also like the Italy and the Vancouver trips are for Taylor Swift concerts. And I am dying. So ready for it. Anyway, okay. Let me flip through some more. This is a master packing list. I like to do the songs I've been listening to the most this week on my master playlist with our playlist stencil and then the music notes in the background. This is some self-care, and I took one of our patterns and just traced it. And then this is like some shop stuff with our Monstera leaf stencil. Just got back from Vancouver. Oh, cool. I need to know if there's any good recommendations. We're going in the winter though, so I'm not sure how how outdoorsy we're gonna be. This is just like the font and then an asterisk for my bucket list. And then, like I said, I usually travel a lot in the U.S. I'm not traveling as much in the U.S. this year. So it did get my normal standard one page. And then I did 2 other maps for the bigger trips I'm taking. There's still a lot in this I haven't set up. And then this is with our gift font stencils. And I do like gift ideas for people that I think of throughout the year. And then some things I think of that I want. So whenever like Christmas comes up or whatever. And then this is one of my favorite ones. I used the Tour font, the Tour confetti stencil in the background, and then a couple of our fonts. I think this is the typewriter uppercase, and then the Folkmore font. And then these are just life quotes, like life lessons according to Taylor Swift. Like, if a man talks shit, then I owe him nothing. And yeah, like fun, like lyrics that are, you know. So some more blank pages. And then what I did this year that I haven't done, it's so fun. It's just pretty. I like looking at it, even if I like don't read the quotes. What I did this year was I started from the back and kind of counted out each week. And I put them in. So I kind of knew how much space I had. So when I was at that point in January, I like to do a monthly layout first. I do a title page, usually like a big fun thing, and then like a smaller calendar here. And then a mood tracker, the calendar in the middle, and then I like to do like one good thing a day, just kind of recognize something that made me happy that day. And so that's kind of the pattern I do, and then I do my weekly spreads. This was, again, that layout kit that I have in the shop. This is the spread I made with it. But as I've shown you, I've used it for other things as well. So this was the layout kit for that. Football week. I think this was the week the Lions were the playoffs. Some winter stuff. More winter. February. And again, they're stenciling like on every single page here. Mardi Gras and Valentine's Day. More Valentine's Day. March. Apparently I never finished that mood tracker. Yeah, so that's kind of my whole. This is that new spring blossom stencil, and then the bee stencil and the wildflower stencil here. This is just my key that I use for colors. Calendar, my one good thing a day, my mood tracker. Excuse me. And then, like I said, this is another one that I use those balloons from the spring blossom. I love that. It's pretty. This is again the the layout kit that I used, and then the birthday candles. This I believe was on a live. So if you want to see how I made this spread, there's a few live videos. Actually, most of these are in some kind of live. This I went back and back plan, so I didn't really care about, I didn't have a lot to fill out, so good. I'm glad. Flowers always speak to you. Yeah. And then the last 2 weeks I've done Tortured Poets Department stuff. I got this really cute kit from Caffeine Queens, I think. And then I use a lot of our different stencils in the background here for these 2 weeks. So again, like this is just a way to show you guys that you can still use your stickers, you can still use your full layouts, you can still use your washi, all that kind of stuff. And still use stencils. And I think it just kind of like gives it like a further pop kind of thing. It just makes it like a little more, it makes it a little more individual, which I really like. Okay. Oh, and this is what we did on our live on Friday night. My May layout. I haven't taped this down and I'll show you why in a minute. Here is our mood tracker, and then here's our calendar, and then here's my one good line a day. The reason I haven't done this is that I use Lauren Phelps Design, who is also in PBC. Love how impactful the stencils. Yeah, for sure. Lauren Phelps Designs, who is also in PBC, has this stuff called tip-in tape, which I really love to do these Dutch doors on my monthlies. However, like it, you know, it's like almost like a tape. So if you're going to stencil on this area, you can't put the tape down first. So I haven't attached this side yet because I wanted to stencil here first. So if you're interested in that tip-in tape and seeing how I put it on, you'll be able to see it in a little bit. Okay. All right. So like I said earlier, I think what I want to do is I had been in the mind that like May was going to be Mermaid. And my calendar is obviously, but I just, sometimes I like, some months I like stick to a theme. I do the whole theme. And some months I'm just like, it's just a party. Just do random stuff. And I think this month is just going to be do whatever you want. But yeah. So when I do spreads, I do have stencils called anti-stencils. Right now there's 3. There's 2 different boxes that are 4 boxes and then one that's a big box. And I like using these when I know I'm going to be doing, like I'm going to want the area. And actually, I'm wondering if I shouldn't use the smaller boxes on this, because if I'm going to do these big stencils, or I could do, yeah, maybe I won't use these big stencils. Or, you know what I can do? I think this is another time we're going to use the big stencils, and then we're going to do, the other thing I like to do is I got this book from Mojo Jojo Plans. I think I got it at SGS. And it's just like all these boxes, but they're perfect to use for like weekly boxes. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me make sure I have enough gray ones, because I think I just want to use gray. I might not. We might not be able to do that. Oh yeah, I do have enough. Perfect. So what we'll do is we'll put these boxes down after. You can also use the anti-stencils and use these, tape these down, washi these down, and then ink over or stencil over them. But I think I just want like a little more room. So this is a great time if you have like boxes that you can write in for stencil sticker kits and all that kind of stuff. This is a great time to use those when you like want to do a lot in a really big impactful background and just kind of have the space to do it. So let's use that same zinnia stencil, and I'm just going to kind of like pick an area that I want it in. I'm going to do it kind of half off. The one thing, if you're planning in a planner or bullet journal and you don't want to get the next page dirty, I definitely recommend picking up a scrap piece of paper and putting it under your page. Because then if you don't do that, it'll get the sides of your planner dirty, which, I mean, if you like the live-in look, which I do most of the time, it's a look. It's cute. But if you don't like that, you definitely want to cover it up. Okay, let's see. Any other questions? Does anybody have any like questions before I start just like getting into planning? Doing whatever I'm feeling like? If you have questions, like, please let me know. Like I said, we are still giving out prizes. I'm just going to pick a color and kind of start working. So if you have any other questions, throw them out. Let me know. I will get to them as I can get to them. So, ooh. Yikes. I'm like throwing everything everywhere. It looks like we're an hour in, so that's kind of... The other thing you can do is, if you don't mind your ink pads getting a little contaminated, you can kind of mix the colors too and create more colors, which is something I like doing. The other way you can do this without kind of mixing your colors is to take a sheet of plastic, a grocery bag, a sandwich bag, and just put a little bit of ink on it, and then I can pick some of this ink up, and then my darker color isn't gonna bleed that same way. So then I can kind of get this color that's kind of in between these two colors, which is, I wanted a little bit more pink than this like really berry red, but I didn't want it as pink as that. So you can kind of mix them up a little bit. Has everybody been shopping the PBC sale? What stores are you liking? I haven't done my shopping yet. I usually do it tonight, and I'm like, I'm just not feeling good. And I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have to like run through last minute. Like, as soon as this is done, I'm gonna have to clean up really quick and like do that, and then like go to sleep because I'm dragging. The one good thing is I went through a lot of the shops today. I like to like go through and like most of your shopping tonight. Yeah. I definitely always wait until after the PBC live show. You're a slagger in it. Yeah. See, you guys are my people. I have also not shopped. I definitely always wait until after the PBC live show because I always pick up new shops there like all the time. And I'm always like, I've been through this list. I've looked at all these shops. I've went and tried to follow most of their accounts. And I'm still always, I'm like, what shop is this? I've never heard of this shop. And I'm like, yeah, you're following them on Instagram. You just like go. Okay. Well, I like PBC is the time, like it's the biggest sale of the year. It's the time that I have to go like hardcore, right? Like that I have to go like, yes, yes, yes. Like I have to advertise. I'm doing these lives. And I have just not been able to do that this time. Like I slept almost all day yesterday. I slept a good part of today. I think I got out of bed around noon. It was like 4:30 and I was like, oh, how am I going to do this live? Oh no. Thankfully, like I'm feeling a little bit better. Not, 100%. I definitely feel like clammy coming on. Bed will be welcome when I get there, but I'm feeling a smidge better. All right, let's do our new daisy one because I'm really loving that one. And again, though, you can just kind of like, if you're doing boxes on top of these, you can just kind of go everywhere. If you are doing with like an anti-stencil, you would definitely want to like see where you have the most space. And then if there's like areas like this, like if you wanted the zinnia one on top, you could also kind of like washi over this part of it too. But again, do I clean the brushes? The short answer is no, but the answer is no because I have enough that like I have more than one for each ink pad. Because I have this shop, right? Like, because I use these all the time. You can clean your brushes. What I usually say is like, I usually would say get enough that you have them for like every family, like light blues, dark blues, light purples, dark purples. The color difference between, especially like the Tim Holtz inks, It's not a ton, and the brushes, once you kind of like gently brush them off, they're not going to hold a lot of that ink. I mean, they'll hold the ink, but like they're not going to like, if you're adding ink to the top, it's not going to be a big deal. You can use like a makeup brush cleaner, use a clean, well, I mean, yes, I could use a clean one because I obviously like I have stock of them too, but I don't tend to use a clean one. I just have like, this is not even like a portion of them. And these are all out because I grabbed them for my last planner meetup, but I just have ones like, I'll be like, oh, I'm using dark purple. I'll grab this one. So usually what I'll do is just keep them in families. But you can clean them off, right? Like, and the same with like stencils. I haven't gotten to this yet, and I don't have any baby wipes near me, but if you're using the oxide ink, especially because it's very easy to clean, what you can do is just run these under water. You can throw them in like a tub of water. You can use a baby wipe or wet paper towel and just like wipe them very gently off. And they'll come clean with the Distress Oxide ink. Depending on the medium you're using, like if you're using a dye ink or like an acrylic paint, those are more important to clean like immediately. Actually, with the oxide ink, if you don't clean them and you leave them for like a week, when you come back and that ink is like fully dry, you can actually just take your finger and like wipe it off because it's just like a chalky, like it'll sit on top of that plastic and you can just wipe it off with your finger. But kind of the same thing with the brushes. You can take like a paper towel and just continually like rub it on there until like nothing comes off. If nothing's coming off, it's clean. The ink will probably dye your bristles, which is kind of the reason I say just keep them in a color family. Like get enough that you have like one for, you know, like if you have a few different reds, one brush is probably enough if you're like cleaning it off in between. You can just take a paper towel or a napkin and just kind of like rub it off. But then like they'll still, you'll see the red, right? Like, so that's why I kind of say just keep them in kind of like color families. But again, like I am lazy. I like to keep it as simple and as easy as possible. So if I don't have to clean something, I won't. All right, let's see. You missed Tabitha's live. Yeah. I always try when I'm in it, like even when I'm not in PBC, like I still try to make her live. I just don't make it like as much of a point. Like if I have plans, but I mean, typically I don't have plans on a Saturday night. If I have plans, like I won't change the plans to do something, but like I will typically try to make it. But when I'm in PBC, like I will always try to make it. Unless there's like something I can't miss. The one year I was in, actually this past, like last year, 2023, the winter PBC I was in, and I was actually at the Atlanta Meetup Planner Memory Social. I did a session there last year as well. And I was like in PBC, and another shop that was in PBC at that time too was also there vending. And we were like in the lobby watching the live after it. Like she was in her room, I was in the lobby, like watching the live. Like we were like, hey, I'm in the lobby in the PBC live chat. But that was kind of fun because it was like another PBC shop. I did no white space stickers. I meant to do no white space stickers. I haven't shopped again. Like I usually, there's certain places that like if I know they have a really good like day one sale or whatever, I will shop, but I tend to just wait. Yeah. Let's see. When they did their biggest issue, I really should have. Shameless stickers. I saw a couple. I usually try to go through everybody's Instagram and pull out like things that will match really well with our stencils. And that's kind of how I start building a shopping list. Because like I'll put my favorite things on there and then I'll go through my Instagram stories and be like, I wanted this. I wanted this. I liked this shop. And do that. Yeah, there's a lot of really pretty sticker kits this time too. Like I'm not a kit girl. I don't use kits that much, but when I do, I like love them. Like, and I got that Tortured Poets kit from another shop that's not in PBC. But I like enjoyed using it with stencils so much. I'm like, maybe I should buy some more. And I'm like, no, I really need to not buy more. Lily's Little Cupboard. I definitely need to go and place an order with them. They have a lot of travel stuff I really want for my my dreaming for the next 2 months until I'm allowed to leave the state. Now this one also has a little insert stencil, so you can kind of like color, like if you want to do excuse me, sorry. Ooh. We're gonna do kind of a little bit different of a gold in here just to kind of offset the background, make it a little brighter. And then what I'll do with this is I'll insert it in here, and then since it's so hard and small, like, I will washi it down, but I'm still going to make a point of holding it because it's small. And these little pieces are, you just ordered a new planner. Nice. What kind? These little pieces are the ones that are like the hardest to nail down, and so I will usually hold on to those. Commit 30 Fitness. Nice. So then I'll use this little insert to kind of add this little brown denseness. Such like a weird way to describe it. We're gonna go with it. And then, because like it's a little bit harsh, what I do like to do on this is take my original color and just kind of go over it a little bit. You use their fitness planner. Nice. All right. So there is that one. So those are our 2 new ones. Use this nice big one. Piece of paper. I always gotta remember I need to bring like water here. Oh, let's do a stop here. We haven't given a prize away in a while. Let's start another one. Let's see, who's already won tonight? Let me make sure I have those all. If you have already won, I am doing, I'm going to make sure I get everybody else one first. Krista, you have not won. You are our next winner. You can choose 1, 2, 4, 5, or 6. I know this isn't like the normal color of this flower, but I want some like blue or something like a teal in here. So we're going to use like a tealy blue just because the colors would be really nice together. Well. Number 2, you have won a stencil era vinyl. So you are getting, where is it? The In My Stencil Era vinyl. I think you said you were going to place an order. If you're not, that's totally fine. You can just message me your address and I will get this out to you this week. If you are placing an order, I will just add it in there as well. So let's see, that is Krista. All right, there's 4 more prizes, and I know there's at least 2 more people that have been talking that haven't won one yet. So we will definitely make sure everybody at least gets a prize. You're welcome. And if you are here and you also want one of those vinyls and you're planning on placing an order, before you place an order, at the bottom of my website, there is a email sign up link. And anybody that is a subscriber at the time of my order, Chris, if you want a second one of those, you can definitely sign up and get a second one as well. Anybody that is a subscriber at the time of their order for PBC tonight, or while the PBC code is active, because usually I don't look at dates other than for like the first orders. While the PBC code is active, you will get one of those stencils while supplies last. I think I have plenty, but you know, if I get a rush on orders, I don't want to be like Oh, you waited till the last minute. I don't have any more. So while supplies last, but like they should last. I don't anticipate like a wild rush on orders or anything. So that might be the inspiration for a new layout. Yes, I love the big flowers. They're so fun. Yeah, I like the blue. And again, like I know this isn't the normal, like, what is this, a dahlia? Like I don't think there's like blue dahlias, but I just wanted pretty colors. Thank you. And like I said, this is like one of the great things, like if you have a lot of like box stickers that you haven't used, a layout like this is perfect because you don't have to worry about like putting a box down or an anti-stencil down and blocking off your areas. You can just put your box stickers over top of it. It really is a good color. What color is this? This is the Mermaid Lagoon. It's not one I use often, which I don't know why, because like I love mermaid. I know when I first got it, I was like, mermaid. I'm getting it just because it said mermaid. And I like, it's just like, I'm like, I like blue, but I'm like more of a teal person. And especially like for mermaids, I'm like, mermaids are tealy. Like they're not blue. So I think when I like got it and it was like a blue, I was like, oh, okay. I use more of like a teal for mermaid stuff. It is a great way. It is a great way to use leftover kits for sure. And it's a great way to stretch kits too. Like if there's a kit you love and you're like, you know, we all do it. You love a kit and you buy it and you're like, I just don't want to use it. I don't want to use it. I love it. Like stencils are a great way to like stretch your kits. Like I said, I got a kit from Caffeine Queens, a Tortured Poets kit, and I used it for 2 weeks. And I still think I have a couple stickers left over. I could have laid them down, but I mean, like you can stretch kits. Like Sugar Pop Fizz is another store that I really love. They're not in PBC this time, but they are in some of them. They give so many stickers with their kits. Like I can usually stretch like 2 to 3 weeks out of their kits for sure. So it's a great way to use leftovers, but it's also a great way to like stretch your kits. Like, and that's why I always say like stencils are a great way to like, they're great budget friendly. Like, yeah, like obviously you have to buy the stencils, you have to buy the ink, you have to buy the brushes, but they're a great way to continually get like something out of it. The sticker guilt is real. Exactly. You just commit to stickers and use them. I wish I could do that. I always get or like Ashley, Shannon and I have a friend that used to have a sticker shop that did beautiful, gorgeous, handmade hand art kit, like Harry Potter themed kits. And they were so pretty. And she closed her shop and I still have some of them ordered. Like I don't want to use them ever. Oh, nice. See, there we go. I knew what I was doing. For sure. I did it on purpose. I'm just going to pretend I did. But when I said Blue Dahlia, I was like, that does sound familiar. Oh, you never got to... Oh, okay. But her shop was incredible. Like, she had the prettiest Harry Potter. They do pop a lot. She had the prettiest, like, Harry Potter inspired kits. And I still have so many of them. And I just, like, don't want to ever use them because they're just so pretty. Like, when I say they were, like, hand-drawn... Let me see if I have one. I know I've used, like, randomly used them a couple of times. Like, each one of her, like, boxes, like, was, like, its own, like, hand-drawn piece of art. Like, I don't even know how to describe it. I know I used it in my earlier bullet journals. Let's see if I have one here. No, I can't find I don't have the energy to look hard enough for all of my older bullet journals. I know they're like right here somewhere and I just like can't turn my head and look down enough to do it. But her shop was called the Melancholy Moose and it was gorgeous. Like it was just like you say chef's kiss about stuff. It was like chef's kiss. Like her stuff was gorgeous. All right. We're going to keep on keeping on, though, because I am about to hit a wall. So I want to get this layout done before I do. Oops. I can definitely tell, like, my Tylenol is wearing off. My fever is coming back. All right. Well, let's keep going then. I'm doing that mixing of the colors again because I wanted to get a little bit different of a pink, like a fun, vibrant pink. Picked raspberry is what this one's called. I didn't want it to be quite the same as the other color, but just enough. Thank you. Actually, like, I feel worse now than I did on Friday night. Friday night, I was just like, I just was not feeling good. Now I'm just like, oh, can it end, please? It's also been, like, a weird temperature. Like, it was cold, and then it's hot. Like, it rained all morning, but now it's, like, hot and humid. Like, ugh. So that doesn't help. Like, cause, and like, our house is hot. Because, like, it's going to be cold this week. We're not putting the air on, but, like, you know, it's too hot with just the windows open. So I'm struggling a little bit here. I'm definitely on a bit of the struggle into things right now. You had 6 inches of snow. Oh my goodness. Thank you. Alright, let's see. We have 4 more prizes. The weather in Michigan this weekend has been, like, I will say though, like, the NFL draft was in Detroit this weekend, and it was, like, a big deal. And the weather was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. Like, I thought it was going to be, like, rainy and gross, and it actually turned out really nice for the days of the draft. So, like, I appreciate that, like, the weather held out for that, for the most part. It was cloudy yesterday, I think, but, like, for the most part, for the draft, Detroit weather was good. Today, it was unbelievable. My nephew had a flag football game this morning, and, like, I was planning on going all week, but, like, obviously not feeling good, and it being rainy, I was like, I'm not going. But it was, like, when I woke up, and it was, like, pouring down rain. Like, pouring. I was like, oh, well, he's not playing anyway. I don't have to worry about it. He still played. I was shocked. When I say pouring, like, I don't think I've heard it rain that hard or seen it rain this hard since the last time I was in a hurricane. Like, that's how hard it was raining this morning. I was like, there's no way. And my mom was like, yeah, he's playing. I'm on my way. And I was like, what in the world? There's no way they played. I definitely was in bed. Well, mostly bed. I was laying on the couch too. I was laying down the entire day. Well, and the field they play off is turf, so, like, that also really helps, because, like, it would have just been a puddle if they were playing on not turf, but I was shocked. I was like, there's no way they played. I was floored, like, absolutely floored. I think I'm gonna I was planning on just repeating a stencil, but I'm gonna grab, if I can find it. Yeah, it does definitely make a difference if it's turf. But that being said, like, I still was shocked that they played. Because, like, he's 4. Like, I can understand, like, an 8th grader pushing through, right? Like, you can play in the rain, like, you're fine. He's 4. I'm like, dude, this kid needs a break. This is why all 4-year-olds are sick. They're germ factories. I mean, obviously not germ factories because of that, but I was shocked. I was so shocked. But, again, I was feeling like crap, so I didn't go. Well, apparently his little brother was, like, obsessed with all the puddles and running around and jumping in them. which tracks for him because he is a little Tasmanian devil in the best way possible, but he is. All right, let's stop here and give another prize away. And we will start again here. Lisa, are you still here? If you're still here, say hi. You have won a prize. We'll give you like 5-ish minutes. Or until I remember to check again. And again, next round of prizes has started now. Especially if you haven't won a prize, make sure you're still commenting. And we will give away, I think what we have, Shannon hasn't won one, Dana hasn't won one, Mary's won one, Alyssa has won one, I think everybody else has won one. So I missed the name. Who did she call? What? Oh, Lisa. Lisa Leckler. Lisa Barefoot. I don't even know where that name came from. I was like, who did what? This is our big sunflower. This was like the first of the big stencils, the big flower stencils. Oh, Alyssa, yeah, I guess. I actually haven't landed on somebody that's already won either. I feel like I have enough that, especially if Lisa isn't here to win this one and I choose another winner, I will definitely give out the last couple prizes. So I feel like I have enough that once everybody has won one, anybody else still left can be entered a second time to win again. It was you, Lisa. You get to choose 1, 4, 5, or 6. Kittens were yelling. This is not the same color. So this one is 6. You have won a brush and ink sampler. Oh, you go by Lisa. That makes sense. Lisa, I will get that in the mail to you sometime this week. I think I have your address. If I don't, I will message you because we're friends. Because we're friends. Like, you don't know that. To everybody else, we're friends, so I can message her. All right, this is not the same color. This is a mustard seed. The other one was dried marigold, I think. It's like a little orangier of one. This is like my go-to color for this one. Yay, good. Oh, perfect. Oh, yeah, you've moved, so yes, perfect. Yeah, they definitely are a little different, and I have my camera or my ring light on a little lower than it usually is, just because, again, like I have a terrible headache. So it's a little bit darker than usual in here, and it's already like not super well lit in here. But yes, it is a different. And then with the sunflower, I always like to add like a little bit of orange in it. I know sunflowers are like a very popular flower right now, but to me they're always like very fall. But I'm like, if I'm gonna do all my big fun stencils, I have to add they do go very well together. And then the last thing I will add is I always add a little bit of brown in here, or not a little bit, that's the inside. And then I do also add just a little bit, a touch of brown to the inner part of the outer ring, just to give it like a tiny bit of depth. Sales, exactly. I'm about ready to get off of here and go spend a ton of money. Okay. I couldn't resist not putting our sunflower one in here, even though it's like a little puffy here. I do kind of want to just add this little corner of one of our lotuses, though. Oh, I could do a hibiscus too, though. That would be pretty. You shop your stash more for sure. And that's what I like about stencils too, is that it's easy to like shop your stash and then add stencils in different colors to like make it pop, to stretch your stash, to to just give it a little bit more excitement while you're shopping your stash and while you're kind of like using stuff too. I'm looking for a very specific book that is not there because I used it the other night. And because I wasn't feeling good, I didn't put everything away. Like I was supposed to be putting everything away. And now I can't put it. It's not this. Oh, actually it is this. It's a very nice big hibiscus flower. For sure. Right. They're not cost effective if you buy as much as you do shit. But I mean, they are in the long run. You just, you buy so many that your run is a little longer. I love all the flowers too. This is the first time I've used them all together. I usually use like one big one and then I'll use like smaller stencils to go with it. This is the first time I've used them all together and I'm loving it too. All right, let's use a slightly different color. And you can totally create different looks with your stash too. Like I said, that's one of the reasons I really like. When I first started, I know some of you, there's a few of you that have heard this story plenty of times, so I'm sorry to you. When I first started making stencils, actually, I was not employed. I was nannying for my family, so like obviously I wasn't like a great rate. I was like, did not have a ton of friends. The group that I made all my friends in on Facebook was just kind of starting, and I just had like a really, really tight budget. And when I first started getting in the planner community, I was like, spend it all, buy all the pretty things, do it all. You can do it, like no big deal. You can buy all the things. And like very quickly, like learn that no matter how much of the pretty things I bought, like I was not going to keep up with like those people in the planner communities. Like, and I was just spending so much money and I was getting so much anxiety over how much I was spending. Because like I was on a super, super, super tight budget and I was like overspending, like way overspending. And, that's when I first started using stencils and, finding out like how easy it was to stretch stencils and to stretch, to make the same kits as everybody else. Everybody else was using, look cool. And like, I would find like, I would hoard a kit. Like when I got it, I would have so much anxiety about using it. I would hoard a kit. And then like, it always happened. It didn't matter. Whenever I finally got around to using it, without fail, it was like, I would get sick that week or I would just not plan that week. And like, I'm like, I spent all this money on this kit and they're large and they do it every month. Yeah. And I would spend all these money on these kits and I would just not use them. Like, it would just not be what I wanted to be doing. And so, when I first started seeing stencils and I started making them, that was kind of my thing, was to be able to like do fun things, do things that are different. And like, honestly, like when I was no white space planning and just using kits, like I'm a creative person. I was not getting the creative like punch that I needed, that I didn't know I needed, to be honest. Like I was just kind of like, oh, put a sticker here, put a sticker here, put a sticker here. I'm taking these boxes, I'm just peeling them off right now so I can kind of like have them peeled off. So like using stencils has actually been so awesome because I can like stretch my sticker kits, and like then like there's a week that I like don't plan, I can go back and plan it without guilt. Like I could just throw a stencil down, something quick and easy, and be done, and like have that week planned. You know, I don't have to post pictures everywhere if I don't want to, if I like am kind of like, oh, that's not really a, you know, a week worthy of it. But I'm still able to have it planned and to have a cohesive, and not feel guilty that I missed a week. But I didn't spend anything either because they were on a stencil that I already had, an ink that I already had, and, you know, maybe I put like a date sticker down or something. Not a big deal. Okay, so now, because this is like very wide open, I can kind of just put my boxes wherever I want, which is fun. They really do. I also, like I said, like I'm a creative person, to back plan for a week for sure. And like, you know, when you're like planning on something and you like have bought a kit, like cool. Like when I bought the Tortured Poets kit, I was like for sure using this. But then like when you have to back plan something, you're like, I don't want to use this pretty kit. Like let's save that till next year. Or till the next time I'm doing whatever it was that I was doing that I bought this kit for. Or the next time, you know, the next Bridgerton premiere, whatever. Like whatever your kit was for, like you can save it. Honestly, the reason that I keep up with planning is because I have these lives. If I didn't have these lives on the regular basis, I would not keep up with planning. I would be back planning a lot more than I do now. Which is, you know, still a little bit, but not anything close to what I would be doing if I was not doing lives semi-regularly. I need to get back in a better habit of doing lives more regularly, which is one of my goals for May. So these boxes work perfectly in a layout like this where I just wanted to put a lot of things down and not have to worry about where I was laying things. A kit like, or a box book like this. This is from Mojo Jojo Plans. I got it as swag from I think it was SGS. But this book is awesome for that. Like, cause now I've got my boxes. I didn't have to worry about covering them up. But if you do, like, we do have the anti-stencils, which are like the box stencils. So like this one, and then I have like 4 boxes that are kind of that size too. All right, so let's, I love it too. I actually haven't, like this was like a by the seat of my pants. I was planning on doing a mermaid layout. All right, let's go back into, this is April, I know, right? So April 29th. Yeah, I actually really want to find like another good book like this. That's just like the very, like grays and black boxes. Somebody, if you own a sticker shop and you are in here, get on that. Partner with me. Send them to me and I'll pimp them out for you. But it makes the layout like this awesome because I didn't have to worry about, you know, blocking off where I wanted. And I could actually, like if there was a couple of like color interactions that I didn't really like. So I actually just put the boxes over there. So that worked out perfectly. I just remembered this is my godson's, his birthday and communion are this week. And I'm like, oh shoot, I should have done something a little more like, oh well. All right. So there is very simple layout. I have 3 more prizes. Tell me if you're here and you have not won a prize. Because however many are left, and if you're here, I will go back over the ones that have won a prize. But we're going to start with people that haven't won a prize. I'm just going to give them all now because, honestly, thank you very much. I'm tired. I want to go. Haven't won yet. Dana, okay, you can tell me. Shannon, you're here, and you haven't won, right? Let's see who else is here that hasn't won. Lisa's won. Krista's won. Alyssa has won. Katie has won. Mary has won. So is it just Dana and Shannon? Is there anyone else here that has not won? I'm like scrolling back pretty quickly through names. We haven't won today. Yeah, Shannon, you haven't won today, I know. Okay, I'm gonna close it now. So Dana, and I'll start with Dana because she replied first. 1, 4, or 5. And then Shannon, after she replies, you get your pick. And then we'll start one final round that everybody can be entered into if you're still here. And I will go back through the PVC stuff. 5, okay. Dana, that one's yours. And you'll take 4. Shannon, yours is the new release of your choice of standard stencils. So you can, so like anything 755 or lower, you can just message me that, and I can add that to your stuff. Dana, you have won a free shipping. I think you already put an order in. If you haven't, let me know. If you want me to refund your shipping, I can do that, or I can give you a code for a future one. And then, so the last prize will be prize number 1, and it's a good one. So it's actually probably one of our bigger prizes of the night. So we're going to start here, and I'm going to go back through all the PVC stuff, run through the code one more time, do all that, freebies. And then, so starting here, all your comments, everyone's entered. So anybody can win this, even if you've already won. So keep commenting. We can do future. Perfect. Yeah, I figured. I will message you or add it. I will put like a slip in your order or something. Okay. So code one more time. PVC Spring 24, 30% off. PVC officially runs through tonight. I will extend my sale. Perfect. Shannon, I probably won't respond tonight. I won't respond tonight just because I'm gonna do what I need to do and go to bed. I'm so tired. I really should not have planned this for so late, knowing how sick I didn't know how sick I was when I planned this. 30% off. I do have an Etsy, but it doesn't have the newest stuff on it. The prices are slightly higher because Etsy's fees are all accounted for in there. OOTPstencils.com is the place to shop. There is a thing on the bottom, to subscribe to emails. Do I have a bundle? I do not. No, I don't. I should do that. That would be smart. I meant to do that this time. Somebody in the shop owners group was like, make sure you bundle. And I was like, okay, cool. No, I forgot. If you subscribe to our mailing list before you order, because it won't show up on your order as a subscriber unless you do it before or at the time of your order. So you can sign up at the very bottom that says emails, sign up for our emails. Any order in PVC during PVC will get this. With the PVC code. So like it has to be before our PVC code expires. While supplies last. I should have plenty, but like just to cover my bases if I don't, while supplies last. So like I said, I will extend, I think it's extended through Wednesday, honestly, and I'll post again later when I figure it out. But the only thing that officially and will end tonight is our silly old bear spawns, our poo stencils. So if you want to order the poo stencils, you do need to order tonight. Of course, I actually usually try to do at least 1 or 2 lives during PVC, but I also try to do lives. I was doing them once a week, and it was just too much. I think I'm going to have to go down to like once every other week or something like that. New stuff for the PVC sale. You saw me use the Daisy and the Zinnia stencil already. There is the retro flowers, the 2 different vines, one with a blossom, one without. The blossom pattern, and then this one is specifically made to be a mood tracker because there's 31 different blossoms, but obviously you can still use that as a pattern as well. This is the spring in bloom wreath, and another vine pattern, like a different kind of vine. These are both build your own. This is like a house plant. It's got a couple different vases and some leaves and like greenery type things along with the flowers. This one's wildflower, like a bouquet kind of thing. We have woodland animals. Most have messed it. I was on Etsy site and I will switch to the full site now. Oh, perfect. Yeah, most of the new stuff, I've stopped adding new stuff on Etsy, I think last release, because I just kept forgetting to double it. Eventually I'm just going to have all my best sellers on Etsy, but not everything else. This is our butterflies and blossoms stencil, our Scandinavian things, and then Scandinavian flowers. This is our plant in bloom layout kit. The checklist stencils, the small one and the large one, or the 2 and the 1. This is another one of our basic journaling layouts. This is our, I can't remember it, but it's like film strips and Polaroids and stuff. The bees stencil, and then, like I said, this is the new Winnie the Pooh stuff that will leave tonight. So if you're ordering Pooh stuff, that's the only thing that you have to do by midnight. Will I keep it up till the morning? I may, but I'm not going to guarantee it, because if I'm still up at midnight, I will take it down. I don't know that I'll still be up at midnight. So you may have until the morning, but most likely midnight tonight Eastern time is when Pooh will come down. So there's the Peking Pooh, the Pooh fonts, 3 different Pooh characters, plus the Pooh mouse ears, and the Pooh silhouettes. The site's definitely more user-friendly than Etsy. And the other thing I really like about the site is that I'm able to add things to multiple collections. Like on Etsy, I had to choose which collection was most relevant. I couldn't even add, like if it was a new release, I couldn't, like if I did new bookish stencils, I couldn't add them to the bookish stencils and to the new stuff. So like that was so difficult, like choosing the thing that was most relevant towards. But then like if you're like going for Christmas stuff, but like I have a Christmas Winnie the Pooh one, say, I couldn't put it in 2 different spots. So having it being able to be in different collections has been great. Okay, yeah, it is. And plus Etsy's fees are getting out of control. So I'm definitely motioning, like moving towards completely, but I will keep stuff on Etsy, but it's probably just going to be like my mainstays, like the bookshelves, the map, that kind of thing, that sell there. Okay. So then the last thing stencil wise is our layout kit. I explained this earlier. These are definitely great if you're a new bullet journal, if you're somebody that's always like, I don't know how to start a spread. This one is our in bloom one. It's got some plants. It's got the cutouts of the stencils. It also has this one for extra plants, but you can also add this, use this one specifically as a mood tracker, and it's got that pattern. You'll also get 4 brushes with that, and then a list of the inks that I used. Lastly, freebies. I think our first 10 of everything is out. I'm pretty sure. If it's not, today's was an ink sampler and a little paintbrush. Our freebie for every order is this tulip one, plus orders over 25, and that's before, after the discount, before shipping and taxes and all that. This is our B for plus 25, orders over $25. Orders over 50, we'll get the bloom strip. And then orders over 75, we'll get just the window, and there's also the inserts for it that will be with it. And then orders over 100, we'll get the tulip. And then you'll also get, like, if you order 100, you'll get all of those. Or over 100, I mean. And then, like I said earlier, if you subscribe on my website at the time before or at the time of your order, it'll show up as a subscriber. You will also get this in my stencil era vinyl. So that'll be the last one. Like I said, the PVC Spring 24, 30% off. My code will be extended, but the Pooh stuff won't be. And actually, I just remembered I needed to do that tip and tape on my, because I just saw my other page. This is awesome stuff from Lauren Phelps Designs. And the tulips are with every order, so the little tulips. The big tulip is orders over 100. I'm not gonna lie, if I don't feel good tomorrow, I'm not gonna start on PVC orders, which I normally would be like, I would have already started on them today or yesterday, really. But it might be a day or two before I start on them, just because I'm like wiped out, like super wiped out. So this is tip and tape that Lauren from Lauren Phelps Designs makes. And to use this, it's nice because it's perforated in two. Oh yeah, for sure. I'm not that I'm not stressed, because like I want you guys to love it and to get your stuff as fast as possible, but I wouldn't like make myself unhealthy unless it was like, you know, it's been 2 weeks. Like, yeah, you need to make other plans if you can't do it. This tape is from Lauren Phelps Designs. She is also in PVC, in the PVC sale. She's one of the admins of the sale, actually. And this is actually, I use this for tip-ins. Takes forever anyway. Yeah, exactly. Which stinks, because I'm like, I'm so much closer to you than I am to like somebody in California. Lauren Phelps Design, thank you. And I used to just glue my page down, and that still works. Like, if you don't have this, it totally works. What I like about this is that when I would glue it down, like I would just glue this strip down and then fold this over, I would lose all of the space. The tape now, I can just open it up, and the other nice thing is I can open it up and then fold it back and then have all this to write on. Because before I would like, you know, fold it back and then have to like balance something here to write on. So I really, that's my plug for Lauren Phelps Designs. If you, she also has a really pretty, like, she has a very like, I don't say delicate, but like very feminine aesthetic, and I love it. It's beautiful. I'm a little too loud for it. Her stuff is gorgeous. And like there's a lot of stuff that would pair really well with stencils. Her new stuff is like kind of like a Tortured Poets department kind of vibe with like typewriters and butterflies and type and stuff. So it'd be great with like our coffee ring stencil or coffee stains, that kind of stuff. But her tip and tape is my favorite thing from her shop, just because it's that thing that I needed. When I learned about it, I was like, oh yeah, this is what I need. Okay, so that's kind of everything. Like I said, the sale will go on, but the poo stuff is ending. So let me stop here and award our last prize. Let's see. Alyssa, you, I think, are still here. Yep, you are, because you just did it. I have coiled planner. Yeah. You not used it yet. Yeah, it's awesome if you do like Dutch doors and stuff. Alyssa, you have won our last prize, which is our layout kit. So our new layout kit with the window that I just showed you guys. Like I said, it'll come with some brushes and the window and all that. So that is your other prize. Just say that you're still here. You didn't like leave in the last second right before I called your name. And I think you said you're placing an order. So if you do, I will add that to it. If not, and again, like, don't feel pressured because you want a prize to place an order. If any of you want a prize and aren't placing an order, just let me know. Message me. I think there's a website or a place on my website to contact me, or you can send me a message like on Instagram or something. And I can just get your email or your mailing address and get your prizes out to you. So yeah, that is it for the live tonight. I'm getting off of here because I'm tired, and is it 9 yet? It's almost 9, which is kind of what I try to do my lives for like 2 hours. And of course now my iPad wants to update the last minute. I need to get back on here so I can see your last comments. Thank you. I'm glad. I love when people learn stuff from this. I do try to go live regularly. Like I said, next weekend is going to be really hard for me. Like I said, I've got a lot of things going on next weekend. I will try to be live sometime in the next like 2 weeks. Even if it's just like a quick one, like I have to plan next week kind of thing. Tend to be like, I tend to do like 2 layouts because there were new people in here. I don't usually go through as in depth with like the beginning stenciling stuff. But I always can. So like if you're watching this and you didn't get enough, like basic stuff, I totally can. But yeah, that's about it. Thank you guys all again for being here. I said this the last time. It's been 6 years of my shop. I really appreciate all of your support. Obviously orders are amazing, but just being here and commenting, sharing my shop, liking stuff, commenting on posts that bumps them, all of that is absolutely amazing. But yeah, I'm gonna get off of here and go to sleep as soon as I can. But yeah, thank you all very much for being here. I appreciate it. Good night, everyone.